rum-stuck pirates, a rum-fueled treasure hunt in the sharky waters around the James Islands with Queen Raae!
Jag klarte första gången.
Yep.
I'm your host, Captain Olav, and today's guests are the pirate princess Lillian and her animals. Her animals. Hva heter dyra?
Millie og Tilly og Der.
Slipp.
Så jeg peker på dem.
And to that was a tail. That was a tail.
You gotta center yourself.
På dem.
Yeah.
Peker på der.
Hvem er det der, Lillian?
Det er Tilly.
Det er Tilly. Tilly is grey.
Hvor sier man det er Tilly.
I'm coming straight from a conference talk, so I'm trying to organize myself.
Hvordan sier man det er Tilly?
That is Tilly.
That is Tilly.
Okay, today's task is going to be original gangster image. And that's what
the
open graph image. And why do we have it? Because when people share the link, there's going to be a beautiful image and stuff. Nei, ikke. Skurk. And we're going to look at how to do it.
Yes. Woo! And we're also going to be talking about some of the, I don't know what's up. I was a little quick here.
Hello, Mama.
Okay, here's the first echo. Here's the first comment. There's an echo going on.
Echo.
Okay, maybe
Echo.
you know what? Tilly and Millie, they are supposed to be muted though.
Yes.
So where's the echo coming from? Unmute.
Okay, I'm going to try listening to my YouTube here.
Okay. But welcome, Saduki. I don't think I've seen you around, so welcome. We're gonna do some open graph images. Ola will try to listen to the YouTube. What we can do, like if I remove the animals, is there less echo now when I remove the animals? But OG images. Let me know if that helped if I remove the animals, because then we know that they are picking up some sound. And let's get going. Audio inputs are going to the headphones. Maybe not. Let me see. Settings. This is usually not a problem. So oh, look at this. I know that's the camera. Yeah, I'm on my correct stuff. Are you on your correct stuff, Ola?
Yes.
Why is what's up then? Okay, if I mute you guys. Okay, so now the upstairs, they're above me, are muted. And if that helps with the echo, let us know. Otherwise, I'm not sure what's up because we usually don't have that problem. I'm gonna just start presenting at least so that we get this show on the road. I was just talking at thejam.dev, so kind of just running into this stream. Okay, so it looks like they're muted. I'm not muted. Still echo, but where can that echo come from? Because I am the only one allowed to speak at the moment. Huh. Audio, Elgato speaker, because I am not hearing anything double, and I'm the only one allowed at the moment. That is weird. That is super weird. Let me have a sound. Can hear if I can hear where this is coming from. I don't think, so I just checked. I don't hear any echo on YouTube. So, you're Could it be that you are doubled up on your... Oh, yeah, that's what I do that all the time. Especially with YouTube, like it starts playing and then I click something else and then it just, yeah, I've done that. I get it. No problem. I mean, it's always a little bit like this in the beginning. And welcome, Pirate. Happy to see you in the chat. So we always love it when people are active in the chat. It makes it so much more interesting for us. So I'm going to unmute Ola, even though they can be kind of loud up there. But I'm going to unmute Ola and then...
Hello.
Hello. I'm going to try and share like what we're going to try to do, because like if we go to Twitter now and I try to share, you know, prune your follow. Well, we could do like a Twitter open graph. They have a debugger there. Twitter open graph debugger. That's better, I think. So they have a Twitter card validator. And then Facebook has something similar. So if we do the Facebook open graph validator, then we can do printer follows. I'm going to bump this up. I'm just going to start it. It needs an HTTPS : preview card. And then I'll bump this up. And then we can do the same thing in the sharing debugger, Meta for developers. These things have changed name. Luckily, what I used to search for 5 years ago still works. So we'll do HTTPS : prune your follows.com debug.
Oh, yeah.
So, Facebook is usually nicer than Twitter because, as you can see here, they just grab whatever image is on the page. So Prune Your Follows has this image as a background, and it's actually set as an image and not with CSS. So the image actually exists. So Facebook will always try to like grab whatever image it can find. Twitter, on the other hand, is very peculiar. It has to be perfect for it to actually use it. And then also, even for Facebook here, this image is kind of like, it's fun because it's the prune thing, but it would be nice with some text over there or something like that, so that when people are sharing in their social channels, they will get like a better preview. So that's what we're going to try and do today. We've prepped a little bit, but we haven't. So whatever problems we get into. And then I also asked on Twitter earlier today about some of the errors that I commonly see people doing, which it was super interesting because I see a lot of wrong size. And as I said, Twitter is especially strict. So if you're using the wrong size, it might not even show up. And then using relative and not absolute links to the image or URL to the image is the problems I've seen. But then somebody was saying here, Joe was saying that not changing the URL when you update the image, Twitter caches very aggressively, and it might not update their version for 24 hours. So it uses the actual URL as what they cache on. So if that hasn't changed, if you're using the exact same URL, they might not update for 24 hours. And depending on how we do it with Gatsby, that is kind of like, that happens for us. So I haven't thought about that one, but we'll go through all of these three then. We're going to go through like wrong size, using the relative and not absolute link, and also this cache stuff. We'll try to like hit those points while we're doing it.
Yeah.
So I think Ola, that you had some notes on how we should go about doing this. And also, I think we're just going to start by adding a social image to the index page, and then we'll go ahead and kind of create a reusable component that we can use on every page. But we're just going to start by almost hard coding it into this into the index page. Yeah.
Okay. So first step is create a static folder.
Yes. So this is one way to do it. So with this version, we kind of create the image in the correct size up front, and we put it into the static folder. So if we create a folder here called static, everything that's popped into the static folder
No. Not inside the SRC.
Oh, see, I do this wrong all the time. Okay. So we move that outside of that source folder. Whatever's
Yes.
in the static folder, Gatsby will kind of grab everything, do nothing with it, but make it available at your domain and then slash whatever's in there. So let's grab the image. I think maybe I sent that over in a GitHub. Do you have the link, Ulla?
You think
I
you
can just grab.
sent it over in the GitHub, but the image, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it? Maybe.
I'll find it. It's in here somewhere. So I created.
But isn't
let's
it
see,
in my pull requests? No, you're not using that.
Well, I didn't start. No, because since we're doing this for scratch, I am not. Print. There it is. Printer follows. I'm not using the pull request, but we'll try to use the issue here that we created. So we'll do this. Okay. So open graph image. Let's see if I have it on there. So here's our to-dos. Oh, nothing. See, look at me writing good notes.
Yeah, it's good.
So let's download this image then.
Yeah.
And then let's upload it again to this folder here. Oh boy, things are, there we go. I think I just need to drink some more. Today's actually an alcoholic beverage. I feel like I deserve that after a live talk at the jam.dev where I was kicked out of Zoom twice before my talk, but I was not kicked out while doing the talk, I think at least. So that was good.
Yeah.
But it felt a little nerve-wracking when I was like being kicked out of the Zoom thing before doing the talk. I was like, oh my God, what if? Okay, so let's put it in there and then let's rename it to like social.
You said you should call it OG-image.
Okay, so OG image, original gangsta image. So if we now go and do our yarn develop, it should be available on localhost /OG image. So since this is going to take some time, what's our next step?
Next step is add the image to the head component in the index page. So we have been, while you were doing the talk, we have been flying the drone up here.
Oh, you have?
Yes. I told her.
How cool is that?
It's not good flying it inside. You're going to crash. And she was like, no, I won't crash. Original gangster image. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So then we need to add the meta. And see, this is when I don't remember like exactly how we do these things. I guess it's there. So we're going to make a meta tag that has a name of OG image. And then the content should then now be our image. And in our case, that will be at this point in time, it should be, let's see, it should be http:// let's see where our page is at. So it should be available. It's still not available. My computer is slowly dying. And I know if you've been here for long enough, you know that I should have gotten a new computer a long time ago. Haven't though. Localhost. I guess Chrome will autocomplete for me, like localhost. So it should be on localhost 8000 and then plus, not plus, we're going to do the string interpolation and it should then be on OG image. What am I doing? Let's just do, it's just hard-coded image PNG. So now we're just really hard coding it. And of course, this is not going to work live out there on the internet because localhost does not exist out there on the internet. But let's start with hard coding it so that we know that we have something going.
Yeah.
So if we now go to localhost, and I have this like handy little helper here that says social share preview. Oh, no image defined. Okay, what have I done wrong? Maybe it doesn't do localhost. Let's see. Inspect. And let's pop that to the side so that we can like inspect. Okay, so let's go to our header. We should now be seeing a meta OG image. Okay, here it is. Meta OG image, content, and let's see if we can access this image then. If that actually exists. Okay, so there it is. It actually exists. And it should be the content. These are the things you do like never. So it's like every time I'm like, what? But it should be, oh, it's property. It's property, not name. So let's have a look at our Twitter validator because I think it's actually telling us what we should do. So if we go to our validator, no, it does not. There it goes, documentation. It will kind of tell us what to do. And the same thing with the sharing here. OG URL. Is it property or is it? Suddenly I'm like confused. Let's go to my own page and just like have a look at how it's done because sometimes I don't remember the simplest things. Because you do this every now and then. Here it is.
Say here that it's meta property content.
Yeah, but it's so it's property. So let's have a look over here. It's property. It's OG image and it's a property. Yes. So for the OG, it's property. So let's have a look again and see if our image is there.
You shouldn't have the parrots. There shall be no pirates around it.
I can have them, and if I want to.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's definitely there. I don't know what's up now. Why does the world not want to cooperate with me today? Getting kicked off Zoom and like, where are we with our OG image? Where are you? It's not even in there anymore.
You just had it.
I know. I just like, what's up? Did I spell something wrong? And then the head just like left it. Like at this stream, let's just call this stream. Like this isn't happening today. I can feel it.
Yes, it is.
Let's try again.
Come on.
Let's try. Okay, so did I spell property correctly? At this point, we're just gonna open up my other site and just like make sure that we do it correctly. Because this is just stupid. Okay. Let's see. We have our page head.
And also it should
We're going to be adding a lot of stuff.
And also it should be data-gatsby-head equals true. But that maybe isn't so important.
Yeah. No, that happens by itself. Okay. So meta property, OG image, content, and let's be good citizens and like define it up here. And we were doing this image and we know it exists. So let's try again. Let's just build again and make sure this runs. So what's interesting here and why we actually need the full URL, and we're going to see how we can make that the production URL later, is that if it's a relevant URL, so a lot of people will only kind of use this part. So they will only use what's kind of relevant to their domain. And if you use that when you publish it out into the real world internet, Twitter and Facebook don't know kind of, or they could probably, but they don't deduce relative URLs and make them absolute. And when Twitter is referencing your OG image, it needs to know where on the internet it is, not relative to anything. It needs to know, because it's not relative to Twitter. So it needs to know the full URL. So in the end here, we need it to be pruneyourfollows.com/OG image. So that Twitter knows exactly where it is and Facebook knows exactly where it is. So that's kind of the point. And this was supposed to be like the quick part, but like, I don't know what's up. It's still not here, is it?
Nope.
Oh,
No.
oh my God, I'm on production. Oh, how many times in the world has a developer done this mistake? We've spent like 15 minutes, and the problem is that we are not on localhost. We were on production. I need somebody, maybe we should make a Chrome extension that will tell us, flashing that we're on dev so that I remember to check that we are on dev. Okay, now.
Okay.
So sorry. So here's our OG image. So we have the OG image, and then if we test it with our social share preview, hopefully it will. There you go. So now it works. And like Twitter doesn't work because Twitter doesn't look for the OG image. LinkedIn work because it looks for the OG image, but it says heads up, your image is too small or hasn't got the recommended ratio.
Yeah.
And then Pinterest, I don't know. And then Facebook, heads up, also your image is too small, it hasn't got. But we'll just work with this image to start. So now we have it here. But what happens when we push this to production and it's not available on localhost, right? So one way we can do it is to grab. So if you're hosting on Netlify, they will set an environment variable for every deploy that with the URL for that deploy, so you can use that. Gatsby Cloud does not do that. They do it kind of they have like a preview, but you can't access all of them. So another way to do it is to just grab it from some of the data that you're setting in your config. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to grab it from here, and it's not prune tech anymore. It's pruneyourfollows.com. So we're going to use the pruneyourfollows.com from the site metadata, and then we're going to concatenate it together with our OG image. And then we can do the meta URL, and that's when we need to do our little string interpolation. So we'll do meta URL, and then we'll do the /OG image. And now it's not going to work locally because we are using the meta URL, and that's going to be localhost, right?
Yep.
So we need to close this one. Oh boy, what is happening? This is not supposed to be. This is where you struggle, Ola, and you can see I struggle too because this needs to be on the outside of our. This is the string, and then we are popping the URL into the string. So one way to solve this then is that in our config, we can actually check what environment we're in. So if we are on localhost, our URL is localhost. If we are on production, it's pruneyourfollows.com. And then if we're on staging, we don't really know because that depends on a whole host of different things. So we're going to just start by saying, okay, if the environment equals production or development, we want the URL to be localhost, and then if it's production or staging, then we're going to use the real URL. So we can do that. /localhost. I never even remember the localhost one. Okay, so if our environment is development, we'll do localhost, but then if it's in any other environment, we're going to use the full URL. Yes. And then if we go back to our code here, if we rerun this, we should get localhost again and not pruneyourfollows.com.
Yes.
And this is one of the things that I miss with Gatsby Cloud, because as I said, on Netlify, you can always get like a very specific URL for whatever kind of environment you're in. And Gatsby will give you the URL, but they will not. They will give you the URL in production, and they will do it for some staging environments, but not for all Gatsby or not for all pull request previews. So I find this to be easier to just like kind of hard code it. But we'll keep on going.
Look at this.
What? Oh, that's the drone. That's the
Yes.
drone. And look at this OG image. Yeah, the original gangsta image. And we are the OG pirates. Definitely.
We
So,
flew the drone up here and it kind of worked indoors. Ikke sant det funker,
okay,
Lille?
so we have kind of the stuff that we need for Facebook. We have that because that's the OG image, but we don't have the stuff for the Twitter card. So for Twitter, you can decide if you want the image to be small or you want the image to be big. I kind of like the big images.
Yeah.
So we'll follow the directions for the big image. And the summary is not the big image. So first we need to tell the head what type of card we want. So we'll use the large. I think it's called large. We can double check that later. We use the large. Summary large image is the name. Summary large image. And then we need to give it the actual information about where the URL is. So what do they call that? I think they call it Twitter. Tell us. So here we go. Here's a full example. So we need the so we can use a mix of Twitter and Open Graph tags to define the summary card, they say. So maybe they grab it from the OG URL, but I think the best thing is the OG image, but I think the best thing is to set the actual Twitter card, like really set it correctly. And somehow they're not telling us how to do that. So we can have a look at the Queen site again.
Yes.
So it's Twitter image. So
yes.
It's meta name, and here it's name, not property. So it's meta name, Twitter image, and then we want the content to be the same. It's the social image that we have created. Social image. So here we go. It's the social image, and hopefully we're on localhost. Let's reload just in case it hasn't reloaded. And then we'll check our plugin again and see where we're at. Social share preview. So, well, now nothing is working again. So let's see what's wrong. We are on localhost. Twitter cards, Twitter OD. Oh, undefined. Interesting. OG image. Oh, we are not requesting the URL in our graphical query. So we need to request the URL. Otherwise, we won't get access to it.
But why did it work before?
Then it worked when I was hard coding it. We didn't really check if my use of the meta URL was working.
I see.
So let's see if I need to recode. Okay, let's see what we got now. So here we go. We have the OG image, we have the Twitter card, we have the Twitter image. And we can again have a look at our social share previews. So yes, our Facebook is working, our Twitter is working, our LinkedIn is working. So let's just send that up there.
Yeah.
But the issue here, we have two issues. One is that we have 2 slashes. So I'm going to fix that. Gatsby config. If we're not using the slash on one, we shouldn't use the ending slash on the other one. So yeah, we have this is okay, but then in our header here now is that if this image changes and we keep the same name, we have a problem. Then we have that caching problem. Then it might take 24 hours for it to update. So we're going to see how we can fix that and also fix the sizing issues with Gatsby after, or let's just head on into it. So we have something working. We have a proof of concept. We have social images working. So let's say static social image.
Yes.
By that I mean we're not using any of kind of like Gatsby stuff to make this work, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to, but let's see how far we get, because we don't want to wait for this to build and all of that kind of thing. But so this is kind of like the minimum you need for social images to work on the internet, and then we're going to look at how to specify exact sizes for the different social places. So let's see, static commit. That is social image. So here's where the fun starts, because we could source this image using Gatsby, and by sourcing it, we can make sure that we get differently sized images if we need that, and make sure. So here we've created one image that we want to use for the whole site. But if for instance, you're writing blog posts and then you want to have a different image for different blog posts, and you just want to upload some stock footage or some other image that you have, and you want to make sure that it's the correct size, maybe you use it in the blog post as well and you have a different size, but then you want to use it as an OG image and you want to make sure that it's a specific site. Then we can source this image into our Gatsby data layer, and then we can query it from the Gatsby data layer, and then actually kind of get the size. We can then ask for the sizes that we want. And by doing it that way, every time we build, we will also get a new URL for the image. So if the image changes but has the same name, it will get a new URL, and that will do the cache busting. That is one of the issues that came up with social images. And this I haven't done in a very long time, so I was procrastinating. So let's see if we can make that happen. I think maybe the best way to do it is to add like an images folder or assets folder. So let's do assets, and then let's move the image to the assets. And then we'll need to source whatever is in the asset. And to do that, we'll need to source it using the file system. And then we already have the plugin image stuff in there. Do we have the source file system? No, we don't. So let's do the Gatsby source file system. File system. Yeah, so we're getting some commentary on the little your little matey with the drone. Oh, everything is disconnecting now.
I'm not. I'm good.
Okay. I don't know what's up with our internet. I'm trying to show a
Oh, wait a minute.
comment, but okay, it's not working. There you go. Okay. So we'll need to use the Gatsby source file system, and how we do that is that we ask it to grab all the files in a location in our file system and put them into the Gatsby data layer.
Yeah.
So we'll add the Gatsby source file system, yarn add, and then we'll need to configure it. And what we want to do is that we want to configure it to assets. So let's do Gatsby config. And I actually like to have these assets folders that I'm sourcing kind of outside of like content that I'm sourcing. I want that outside of the source as well, or I want it in the root. So let's do that. I don't know what I did now. Okay, yeah. So now we have our assets. They're up here. And we want to name them assets. And then we do a path, and that's like where we're at right now. And then we'll do assets because we haven't put them into the, we haven't put it into the source folder assets. And if we,
oh no,
we just need to do NVMU.
No.
Oh, we're still on version 16
Oh
on this one.
No.
So what I'm gonna do then is that I'm gonna do Gatsby source file system. We're gonna go and have a look at a bookmark that I have here that lets me check what type of version of the so the package I want to do is the Gatsby source file system, and then I want to match it to the Gatsby, and then I want it to be Gatsby, and I want that to be version 4, the highest version of 4, and then we can see which version of Gatsby source file system is compatible with version 4. So the latest version that is compatible is 4.25. So let's do yarn add and then Gatsby source file system at the correct number version, because we haven't
Smooth.
upgraded this the main branch to version 5 yet. So
Smooth.
so I love this. Yeah, I love this little npm peer. Like it's not the prettiest site, and as you can see, I've been researching barefoot shoes lately, so it's giving me ads for that. Okay, so let's try again, and we'll do Gatsby develop, and we'll see if we've gotten these images into our file system. And what we will be looking at doing then is then in our site metadata.
Matey datey. Hi, matey datey. Yeah.
So we'll see what the query will be when we test it out in the graphical explorer. But here we want to try and then grab that image so that we have access to it. So let's see if it built. Did it build? Let me have a look. It's still kind of running a little slow, but we can look more at the documentation here. So yeah, we call it in there, and then if we want to a lot of things, let's see how to query. Yeah, and then we'll go into our graphical explorer and we'll do something like this, where we, instead of querying for all files, we'll query for the one file that we need, or for like images, because we've already installed a lot of the image plugins. So the image plugins will take all of these files and create image plugins for them. I'm falling out. Like our internet has not been.
Oh, bye! Lilja, kom og se, mamma blir borte. Se der!
Jeg må si noe.
Se der.
Bye, bye.
Bye, bye.
Nå vil jeg si meg mamma på engelsk.
Mommy. Bye, bye, mommy.
Bye, bye, mommy. Mamma borte vekk.
Men se, Millie er der.
Ja, Millie. Kanskje mamma krympa og ble til Millie?
Og der er Tina.
Kanskje mamma krympa og ble til Millie?
Lilja says, maybe mommy shrank and became Millie.
Maybe I did. I don't know. We're running too many cameras at this point. The internet is just not. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Huh? The last thing we heard you say was, "Oh no, it stops working."
Okay, maybe, so let's see if we can
stop anyway. Soon.
No,
this was supposed to be short.
Yeah, we're stopping soon. We are. I promise. So if we go into our file, like do one file, we should be able to find the image by using the name. So equal to OG.
Hello,
OG
everyone.
Image.
Says Move Suhail.
Hi, we are having some internet trouble, but we're powering through. We are powering through.
We'll be okay.
We'll be a public URL. So here we go. Like if we go now to my query and we go for our file, we can see that I'm querying for a file named OG image, and our public URL is then static. And then you can see all of those. You can see all of those little numbers there. The next time we build, if the image has changed, those will be different. And in that way, even if we call the file the same name, Twitter, as we talked about, will heavily cache based on kind of the URL. So then Twitter will know that, hey, this file has, or this file has changed because it's a different, for them it will be like a new image because it's completely new URL. But for for us, it's the same file, we've just updated it. So to grab that, then we can either grab it as a file, but we also, because we also have our image plugins in place, this has already been made into an image sharp. And I don't know if we can query on name on image sharp, but let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. So I'm just going to go with file and then ask for the image sharp information on there. And then if I remember correctly, inside of Gatsby image sharp, instead of doing Gatsby image data, well, yeah, we're going to do Gatsby image or resize. How is this? Yeah. Resize, and then we do width. But how do I get the actual, I've done this once, like how do I get the actual the URL for that image with the correct size? Let's see if I can do, if I do just Gatsby image data, which I usually do, and then I say, okay, I want it to be 1200 because I know that Twitter likes 1200.
But what was it LinkedIn
I think I then can do Gatsby.
Wasn't LinkedIn very particular about something else? They wanted something else.
Yes. I am not 100% sure. But we can then do Gatsby image data, and then we can do images fallback source, and it will give us the image in the size that we want.
All right.
Because let's see. Let's open this image and actually have a look at its size and see if it's, well, we already kind of made that image, I think 1200 wide. So let's try some, like another, let's do like 400. Does that link then change, or is this going to be the original image? Because we don't want the original image. We want the one that is, cropped to size. I'm going to try something fun. Let's do width of 200 and then do height 200. This is not what we're going to use for the OG image. I'm just going to double check if this image is then the cropped image or if we need one of these other ones. So if we head on over and actually have a look at the image. Yeah, look at that. That's a cropped image. So we can use that. We'll use the child image sharp, Gatsby image data, images, fallback, source. So let's do width of 1200 and then have a look at what is the size that Twitter wants exactly. So Twitter, Open Graph, image size. Images for this card supports an aspect ratio 1:1 with mim blah blah blah. Like that doesn't tell me much.
They want them to be square.
Tells me something about the aspect ratio and with Gatsby image data. Yeah, and but that's for the summary card, but we want the summary large.
Oh.
Look at our internet. It's crawling.
Yeah.
It's crawling. We are good though. Moad, we are good. I just did a talk about plugins at the jam.dev earlier today. And then we headed straight into this one. And I think our internet is just like completely falling apart. While we wait for this image sizes, let's just go ahead and query them and see where we're at. Oh, see, it came back to me when I was mocking it.
Yeah.
Then it's like, but where's our sizing? No wonder people get confused with these things. Like I figure it out for every project. I need to write a blog post about this so that we remember the sizes that we need. What is the size you want, guys? What is the size? To learn more about our card system, getting started guide.
Oh no, more internet.
Size, width, height, ratio. It's not telling us the actual size, but I know that 1200 works.
Yes.
Oh, but here it
let's
is.
use it.
Card troubleshooting guide. Maybe that will tell us. I'm sorry, we're gonna go a little over, Ola. It's just gonna happen.
No.
Not much. We're not gonna go much over.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know this so I can write my blog post. Okay, let's start with this at least. So we need to query for our OG image. So we'll just pop that into our use static query that is getting all our site metadata. And then I feel like maybe we should just fix, no, we're not going to fix that. We're going to go into the head then and make sure to grab, so instead of the social image then being OG image PNG, it's going to be the, did we say the meta file, and then meta file, child image sharp, Gatsby image data, images.
What happened to the exporter?
Fallback. Source. Well, the exporter just only helps us with the query and not with the data that is coming back. Okay. So
all right,
let's build this again and see where we're at. And then let's see if troubleshooting is giving us some information about the actual sizes. An image is too large for the web crawler to download. So that's an issue. So maybe they're not so annoyed with the images. Invalid image cannot be network lag. So maybe they've changed. Maybe they are more forgiving with their images, but they can't be too large. So that would be an issue, right? If you upload just a stock image that you downloaded from somewhere, then that could be too big. And by asking Gatsby to downsize it to like a 1200 width, then that will be helpful because then it's not going to be so big. But then somebody said LinkedIn is very particular with their,
but it looked like we got it on LinkedIn, but they say no, it's not optimal. Your size is
so
not
let's go
good.
back to our, let's go back, and if we refresh now, we should be getting these oh, cannot read properties of undefined. So we are not.
Oh yeah, we didn't change it. Maybe you did.
No,
change
I think
it.
we'll just have to log out and see if we're actually getting this file info on our site metadata, because it's site and then it's file and it should work. But what does the console log say now? It's telling us that we are getting a title and we are getting a URL, but we're not getting that file. Oh, I think it is because I am not, look at this. I am sending back just the site metadata. I'm not sending back everything. So I'm sending back kind of this part. So what we'll do is be a little bit, we'll just make a shape that we like. So let's do all of the site metadata, and then let's also do the file, and then maybe just the Gatsby image data. So let's do OG image and OG Gatsby image. And then we'll do our, what we can do is we can destructure the site and the file. And then we'll use the site metadata. And then we'll do the OG image. We'll do the file child image sharp. Child image sharp. And then we'll do the Gatsby image data. And we can do we will pop some question marks in there in case they don't exist for some reason. And what we're getting back then is the Gatsby image data. So we can make all of this go down to images and then fallback source. hopefully that will help. That looked like it helped. So let's look at our head. Oh, so now it's undefined. So at least we're getting somewhere. What does our meta look like at this point? It's looking like tagline, and then it's looking like OG Gatsby image. And then, so we're getting the OG Gatsby image. So meta, oh, it's not, it's meta OG image. So let's again do some destructuring. So we'll do our URL and then our OG Gatsby image. We don't need to add the meta all the time. Okay. Now, meta is not defined. Where did I use it again? Meta. Okay, so we'll also need the description. Well, let's just do meta for the rest of it. What I'm doing now is I'm destructuring these two, and then I'm catching everything else on the meta, so I can use the meta for title and meta for description down here, just to make this work. And let's see where we're at. Elements. Head. So yeah, so now we have the localhost static, and we have there, yes, but we have now a double slash because the relevant URL is coming back with that first slash. So we're just going to remove that. And we should be seeing an update here to just a single slash. And if we hover over, it should work. And then if we go here to our social share preview, it's telling us that it's too small. So I'm thinking we need to make this image larger and then use it. Maybe it likes it to be like even larger. It used to be that it liked 1200, but like maybe these days it wants a larger image. So what we can do about that, just to check it out, is that we can test by like doing 2400 here, and it will make it a larger image, I think, but it will become blurry. And we can see if it complains less then, and then we can see if that.
It seemed to me like Twitter wanted it to be square now. Because all the examples are square.
Yeah, but I think that's for the summary.
Oh, it's okay.
But Twitter doesn't really support OG tags. Very flaky. Large image. Yeah. Let's see if we can find somebody who's like an expert at the sizes.
No.
Yeah.
Är du färdig, kompis?
Still saying it's too small. So how large are these images? I mean, these images are should be large enough now. It's like, you know, the original image size is huge. So maybe it's just that tool is complaining. So best image size, Twitter, large card. So it wants a 191:1 ratio. Look at this. The recommended size for website card videos. So the videos are 12 by 1200, but it says that the ideal image for Twitter cards is 800 pixels by 418. So double that. In stream for photos are 1600 times 9.
Oh,
100. Oh, here's a cheat sheet for us.
You found it.
So, okay. Twitter landscape. So 1024 by 512. And then LinkedIn is 1200 by 672. So if we do then, because that's then interesting, we can then do different ones. Because what you can do with Gatsby is that you can rename. So I think it's like so. We can rename this to Twitter image and then do, what was it? 1200, no, 1024 by 512. So we'll do 1024 by height 512. And then we can duplicate it and we can do LinkedIn image. LinkedIn image. And LinkedIn was 1200 by 627. 627. And then Facebook landscape is 1200 to 630. So we'll do another one. Facebook image. We don't need this public URL. So Facebook image is 1200 by 630. 630. And we'll just do all of these files on there. So we'll just destructure the whole file, because that will give us a Twitter image, the LinkedIn image, and the Facebook image. But how do we tell it that you can't share things on Twitter though? So these are a little bit weird. How do we tell it to use another image for LinkedIn? I don't even know. Twitter card image size, minimum. In-stream photos, 1600, 600. And we're between 2.1. So it looks like Twitter has started to be pretty nice to us, where you can use different sizes. Facebook image sizes. Okay, I am gonna research. These things have changed. So I'm gonna research what sizes we want. But this showcases a cool use of the Gatsby data layer, where we source in this OG image and then we ask for it in different sizes. So if we go back to our index, we can do our Twitter image, and I call it that, and then our Facebook image, and we can do then the Facebook. We can do different sizes for the different ones. So for the Twitter image, we'll do the URL, and then we'll do the Twitter images fallback source. And then for the Facebook here, we can do the same thing, but with the Facebook size. So I'm not 100% sure if these sizes are correct, but I just wanted to showcase that you could then ask for different sizes and use different sizes for the different meta properties. And we will definitely be, I don't know why I stopped that, researching these sizes, because they have changed since the last time I did this. And also figure out how we can set the LinkedIn OG image, Make your website shareable on LinkedIn. Yep. Oh, so they say it's only the OG tag. So they're using the same OG tag as Facebook. So, but recommended sharing module is then 1200 by 627, which was the one that we saw. Because the recommended ratio is 191 to 1. So I think maybe this is the size we need for all of them. Could be good for all of them. Let's try that. Oh, something failed. Anywho. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to revert this. Everyone saw that it was possible. But so let's just call this the social image. And then we'll do 1200 by 627. Okay. And now it's supposed to be called. I'm gonna check if this is allowed. I don't know if I've done the if I've done it correctly. And then we'll wrap up, Ula, I promise.
Yes.
Because we're 8:05. Like this isn't even running, so I don't know what's up. Clean. This is what happens when I go past 8 and I'm drinking. So let's see. But it's funny that that social preview thing is telling us the image is too small and everybody's recommending that size. So we're going to go to this local graph. Are you failing me? No, you're not done yet. Because I can't remember if you rename, when you rename the graphical queries, if you do it the other way around. I don't know if I've written a blog post on that. I don't think so. Rename.
Rename what?
Renaming
Renaming the file?
Renaming the graphical
yes,
query.
you can.
Yeah, but something is like it's messing with me. So let's.
Sure.
Is it?
So where do you want to rename it?
Here,
yeah, there.
We do social image, and then so this the new name is before the colon, and then is correct then.
But don't you still need to have those little what you call them?
I'm renaming in the graphical query. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. I will check my little book.
Yeah, I think it's working better now.
If it's working, it's working.
It's also a good way to just name things instead of just using the like child image sharp. It doesn't give us much, information. Okay, yeah, it looks like that was the way to go. And then we now renamed it again. So yeah, it looks like it works. Social, we use social image. And then we'll do the local host. It's not defined, yes, it's a social images, and so we'll do social image. Because now we're using that 1200 one. And let's do our social share preview again. Well, now nothing is working again. So let's do console, and let's log out our social image. I feel like people might have stopped watching now after all my back and forth. But we'll get a PR up so that we will get images on this page. Right. So let's check our console now if we can see what our social image is named. Yeah, there is a Gatsby image there, and then images, so it should be there. Elements, head. Again, it's undefined. Why is it undefined? Social image. Oh, it's Gatsby image data. Gatsby image data. Gatsby image data. Okay, now we go. There we go, and we're back again. We refactored in a circle. That's what I do when it's late. Oh, look at that. See, now it's not complaining because it got, it complained. It said it was too small, but what it actually meant was that it was 1200 times 630 instead of 627.
Yeah.
Look at that. So now all of them are happy. We did it. Boom.
Okay, Lilian, are you klar? The pirate princess says, wait a minute. She's making birds with her Hama beads.
Okay, use dynamic image.
Hama beads. Yeah.
Then we'll push this, and then we'll merge it, and then your job, Ola, will be to make this make this into a reusable component and then pop it into all of the pages head. So all the pages have the same image since we don't have blog posts here.
I'm taking notes.
What you need to do is like grab all of this, create a component that does all of, or actually grab all of this and create a component and then import it up here and then return it here so that you just use the same component again and again. And I usually call that component site head, so that you do import site head from, you know, marketing site head, and then you do then return site head.
All right. I'll look into it sometime before the summer.
Yeah, but now we at least have a social image on the index page, which is the ones that for index page, because it's the one that most people use. So I'm going to create a pull request.
Yes, like it. Pull requests. Oh yeah.
And then I'm just going to bypass because this is made by me. So we're just going to use it. But first, I like to do a little bit, like I usually do, even though it's my pull request, I usually go through and just like make sure that it looks decent. So printerfollows.com, that looks correct. I'm just going to double check that that's correct.
Ja, bra. Det var söt.
Yep. And then we use a file system. That looks correct. That looks correct. And we know that this is working.
Okay,
so we'll go back, squash and merge. And then I like to just delete the branch right away because now it's merged. No point in leaving it around. And if we're lucky, we might be able to see it built. You want to sing and then we'll see if it's built and correct, or do we just pretend that it's correct? Ola, do you want to go back and see if it works in production after you sing, or?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Or do we just want to see like how, I don't know, how.
Can we be big?
You may be big.
Let's be big. Okay. On the count of 3. Jeg teller til 3. 1, 2, 3. We did the prune your follows plug on with jam stack Queen Raae, and our guests are Million, Tillian, Lillian.
Banana.
Skal vi se på noe?
Ooh, banana. It's still building. Let's see.
Ja, si noe, bare si noe.
We were gonna check if it's live in production.
The Pirate Princess is going to say something.
Okay, what do you want to say, Lillian?
The banana bunu, the banana bunu, the banana bunu.
It's building. Come on. We can do it. Yeah.
Building.
A banana bunu, the banana bunu, banana bunu. Banana bunu.
We went to a party in Sweden.
Oh, banana.
Jeg danset sånn her hele tiden, Lillian.
Banana bunu.
And then the queen said, Mamma sa det ikke dansing. The queen
Jo, det
said,
dansing.
that's not dancing. Why are you not
Det
dancing?
dansing.
Yeah, that's it.
Du må si at jeg sier det.
Lillian says that's dancing.
I don't know what's up.
Dette dansing.
Oh, it's deploying.
Dette
It's
dancing.
deploying to Gatsby Cloud hosting, so we're getting closer. We are getting closer. Okay,
Måste vi göra nå?
it's working.
Får vi göra
Okay,
nå, liksom?
Okay, it's working.
okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Vi skal se på noe, Lilla.
Okay.
Vi skal se om det virker.
So let's run our
Kan du
preview card
Ja,
again.
Det burde vært
Det skal
sånn at
komme bilde der.
man skal
No!
klippe bort den der, så kan man
Da,
ligne
ba,
det.
bam, bam, bam. No.
Well, the title, we haven't added the title, but we added the image. Can you not like give us information about what we have correctly done?
Oh no, that's live.
Okay, but let's look at the let's look
Oh
at the
no!
meta.
Oh no.
I mean, it's on there. It's just like yeah, there it is. So why is it saying the OG image property should be explicitly provided, even if a value can be inferred from other tags?
Det er sånn man
But-
ikke skal spytte på at det ikke skal bli spyttelyd.
But if I go here to our live running and I go to our social share preview, it's supposedly working.
Ikke gjør det, Lilla, det tåler ikke.
Åh.
Den sitter
And if
ikke
I
så
go
hardt fast.
into the head on our production, it is actually working. So boo-hoo, like it is working. We'll just have to give it some time then and make it scrape it. Oh, we have to do scrape again. That's it. Okay, so it's scraping again and it's actually working. Look at that.
It works on the Facebook.
Huh?
The Facebook.
Yeah, so we
the
did scrape
Facebook.
again, and then let's do the LinkedIn one. Is it helpful? Let's go to LinkedIn.
Lilly Pilly, kommer nå. Kommer nå. Kommer
So
nå.
let's make a post. And will it load a preview? Yeah, see? It's like, it's cached it. Okay, we'll give it some time. We'll give it some time.
Okay,
some
men
time.
it worked on the
Okay.
Facebook.
It worked when I
Okay,
did scrape
well
again
done.
on the Facebook.
Ha det bra.
Bye,
bra.
everyone.